welcome to Bright Horizons with
Deb and Jim.
Jim.
Hola, buenos dias. It's good to be back. Good morning, everyone.
We're always so happy to be with all of you.
We are. We'd like to start the morning, first of all, by thanking our past guests that we've had with us.
Yes, I'm so excited. Carla was with us last week,
Carla
Carla
Alexander,
Alexander,
we thank you so much.
with
You're
Healing
wonderful.
Life.
Yes, Healing Life.
And remember her website, healinglife.us. She has a
Yes.
wealth of information there.
She was terrific.
And even if it wasn't something that might be appealing to your situation, there are seniors that we know and love who might be able to use that information. So please direct them to that website for all that
Carla,
information
meeting
she
you for the
provides.
first time was fabulous, and I'm really hoping that you'll join us again.
Yes.
You're just wonderful. So thank you so much
Yeah,
for
we
your time
appreciate
and
all
all
that
that
information. Yes.
In fact, I love the forms she left with me. I made copies because I need them now, and
I have to
they're
get that
just
from you.
wonderful. Oh,
I want to
okay,
get that
okay.
form too.
And also, we'd like to thank Carol Dubinsky
Yes, Carol, thank
and
you.
Anthony Avalon.
Anthony, next time we'll have you in
We
person.
were talking about the American dream and the fashion
Yes.
that Carol, her experience and her background, and Anthony, and all the wonderful memories that they've shared throughout the years.
And,
Thank you both.
and Anthony's still in fashion. He
Yes,
works
he
in
is,
in
yes.
bridal attire.
What a fun,
Yes.
fun thing
Because
to be
it's
a
always
part of.
happiness,
Yeah, I mean,
wedding
creating it.
celebrations.
I love that part where you said the girls and models would go into the window and freeze pose. Because in those days, it's kind of like, there you go, you go into a department store,
Right.
they're freezing, and
Yes.
that's the mannequin. But they're so realistic, these mannequins. But these are people
Yes.
that did it.
And I think that would draw a lot of attention.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
people would want to see what's going on in the windows in the boutique.
Yes. And also, there's our beautiful Krupa.
Yes, Krupa.
Krupa, thank you so much for taking your time once again, being on our show. Again, we could so look forward to seeing you back on our show.
And we've had such positive feedback about our guests. So we thank
Holistic
all of
well-being
you. Yes.
and your
Yes.
health. There's nobody better than Krupa. And your website, again, we want to reach out to the people
Yes.
and mention Krupa's website, which
Root
is
nremedies.net.
rootandremedies.net.
Yes.
Fabulous, fabulous, wonderful lady you are,
Yes,
and
Krupa.
wonderful website. So thank you all to our previous guests.
Love our
and
guests.
Yes,
We love
we
our
really
guests.
do. And listen, if you want to be a guest on our show, give us a message.
That's right. We have some scheduled. So
we do have
very
some
interesting
scheduled,
people.
But hey, listen, doesn't mean you can't say, hey, I want to
That's
be
right.
on. Give us a shout out. And by chance you cannot make it live in person, we'll do a phone
Yes.
conference like we did with Anthony.
It would be wonderful.
We'd love to have you, so keep that in mind. And on that note,
I want to wish my cousin Cindy a happy birthday yesterday.
happy birthday, Cindy. Mwah.
Yes.
I don't know you, but mwah.
You love
Jim's,
Cindy.
I'm sure.
She takes
Anyone
care
in
of her
Jim's
parents.
family. Oh, I love that.
Cindy has
I
a
love
nursing
that.
background.
I
She
love
started as a
it.
traveling nurse. Imagine.
Oh, how nice.
What a beautiful way to see the world.
Oh, that is a beautiful way
I'm
to see
I'm
the
pretty
world.
sure I remember she
Yeah.
was in Hawaii once too as a
Hawaii.
nurse. And then to get to see the country, you spend time in different assignments at different parts of the country. It's
That is
quite
so
wonderful.
awesome. Well, it's a wonderful profession to be in to begin with, but a traveling nurse,
Yes.
you can't beat
She
that.
was single at the time. Obviously, it would be hard to be a traveling nurse while you're
Oh,
married.
sure. Very
Then she married
difficult,
Alan. Hello, Alan. Yes.
Hi, Alan.
And she adopted the name Kennedy because now
Kennedy, okay.
I think I remember telling you that her middle name is Rose, Cindy Rose.
I love that name, Cindy Rose.
It's Kennedy
it's,
now.
It's a stage name. What was that? Gypsy Rose, that movie,
Yes,
right?
right,
Gypsy
yes.
Rose, okay.
Well, Rose was her grandmother's name, who was she was my
Rose.
aunt. What a
Beautiful
dear
name.
person, the biggest heart Rose had. And it was wonderful that your parents adopted that for your middle name, Cindy, because you're just like your grandmother. You have the
Oh.
biggest heart. And she's taking care of her parents now, which is beautiful.
God bless you. That's
Yes.
a wonderful thing.
Yes.
So well needed. Our parents, of course I lost mine, unfortunately. But, you go back and you think there's only one mom and one dad.
That's right.
And you cherish them, and while they're with you, if you're lucky enough to have your parents, God bless.
And you're a
They
gem,
deserve
Cindy.
every single
You're a
moment of
blessing
your
to
time.
yes, you're a
Yep,
blessing to them, you're a blessing to us that know you, Cindy.
that's right.
So many, many blessings on your birthday.
How lovely. I wish, if I haven't remembered any of your birthdays, please forgive me. Happy birthday, whatever, whoever. I'm generally very good that way, but happy
Or
birthday.
anniversaries,
Or
let us know.
anniversaries,
Let us
right?
know. Or any other special occasion.
Exactly.
We love to highlight. Bright horizons. We want
We always do. Absolutely. Every week we try to come up with a more spectacular topic that hits the heart.
And Deb came up with a great one this week.
Well, I may have come up with it, but we converse, and I thought to myself, everyone's going through something. It's not just because of the COVID; it's just life in general.
Right.
We have to maintain our strength. We have to, that saying, "Patience is a virtue."
Yes.
Well, we all know that things happen. It doesn't matter. Patience, yes, it's a virtue, but all virtues aren't created equal. They
That's
are not.
right.
So our topic is strengths and virtues are attitudes, aren't they?
And I was thinking a lot of it stems from our childhood.
Yeah, a lot
How
of
we're
it.
molded,
Yes,
as
most
children.
certainly does.
And you and I were blessed with loving parents.
Amen to that.
And what more can you ask for than this?
That's our goal. I mean,
Yeah.
my heart and soul, that will always be my goal. That's
Yes.
my everything, and whether they're right next to me spirit-wise,
Yes.
always.
And they always encouraged us, and that
Yes,
encouragement
yes.
just gives you a whole outlook in life that anything's possible.
Yeah, they've enabled
Just-
us to be and act the way that we've learned and developed to be.
Yes.
And
With strengths and virtues. yeah.
honesty, courage, and compassion, generosity, fidelity, integrity. The list goes on and on.
And both of
Fairness,
and our parents also had a moral compass and a Christian Catholic
I love
direction,
that, the moral compass.
which really contributed to our lives, and I'm so
Amen.
thankful for. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Just the knowledge and the courage, like I said, the humanity. You look back, and I always say to myself, gee, what would my mother do?
Right.
When in doubt, don't. Or when in
Right.
doubt, you're not too sure what to do.
Right.
Or when in doubt, what would Jesus do? What would God do? But
But what was beautiful is
it all stems from your parents,
right.
really.
We had a constant, consistent love from our parents and family
Consistent.
members, and
Never
support,
ending,
and
right.
a support system.
Always, always.
So
I give my parents credit, as you do with yours,
yeah,
and I'm sure all of you do, for the determination and the dedication that they've shown as parents, giving up for their children. And when I say giving up, they love so much that there was nothing too good,
yes.
nothing that they couldn't do for you.
And we both grew up in middle class backgrounds.
Yes, absolutely.
So they didn't have a lot of resources.
No,
My
no,
parents,
not at all.
and what they gave up is, they to spend time and effort with us. They obviously had to give up in other areas,
Right.
and they dedicated their lives to their children. And we
And
weren't
whether-
spoiled, and that's the beauty of it.
No,
They just
not
loved
at
us.
all. They loved us
yeah.
so unconditionally. And there were curfews, I remember, 7 o'clock, you're in that door, not 7:01. As good and as lenient as they were very, very strict where they needed to be strict.
Right.
Because after school, there was a certain time for homework, a certain time for TV, a certain time to sit down at that table
Which
to
is
eat
discipline,
discipline.
which is such an important strength to
Very
develop.
much so, yep, yep.
Because I was thinking about the most successful people are self-disciplined. You have to be. You can't just be going from day to day without direction and discipline in
It's
order
like
to
getting
be
into the
successful.
car and saying, okay, I'm behind the wheel, where am I going?
Right, right.
You need to know what direction. Or just, even if he's going down the road to the 7-Eleven or whatever it may be.
Yeah,
But you're
and
right.
there's recreation time, but there's
Right,
time when you
right.
have to pursue your goals.
Yeah,
You can't spend the whole day in recreation time. You have to be disciplined to know how much time to devote to efforts that are going to be fruitful for your career. Now, my parents, I think I mentioned before, were older, so they were in their 40s when my sister and I were born. So I think that really helped develop our character because they were more mature, and that maturity came upon my sister and I. It's hard to really express, but I always had a level of maturity that was above other people my age because of that influence from my parents.
Isn't that
being that they were two
yeah.
generations ahead of me rather than one. So I thought that was very interesting. That
You
both my
grew
sister
up,
and I,
yeah.
we were always
so
around.
when you were like 12, you were more like 14,
Right.
15. That's how I felt too. I
Right.
always felt older. I was 14, but really I was like 16, 17.
Right.
Remember as a child, you always wanted to push things. Oh, I can hardly wait to drive. I can hardly wait to go and on that first date, whatever. But yeah, no, it comes from
Right.
the stem of your folks. Yeah.
And the responsibility, they taught us responsibility, which is another strength.
Oh
be
yes,
responsible.
yes.
And you know, it was funny
Yes.
today, I was driving here, and I go through a neighborhood that is somewhat residential but a little bit commercial. And there was a vacant lot. I'm driving by. There were four shopping carts from Walmart just scattered in the parking lot. And I'm saying to myself, could that have been one person that four times took a shopping cart? Or were there four people that
The
decided
things that go through your head,
to take
right?
those carts and just leave them in a vacant lot? I mean, how irresponsible to just leave them there, you know, and either not bring them back, call someone to come and get them. I mean,
Exactly.
to see
Just
four shopping
just to
carts
sit
discarded
there, right?
in a parking lot, in a
You
vacant
know,
lot.
speak about that. Speaking about that, the shopping carts, when you go to Walmart
Right.
or Publix or any supermarket you see a lot of that. Even though
Yes.
there's a spot specifically made to put the carts
Carts.
away. Now, granted, we may have bad knees, whatever, but you see more of that so
Yeah.
much. And you know what really makes me laugh is that I saw it funny just the other day. A woman who was just parked maybe two spaces over from where the car, and I was watching her. She just left it
Right there, instead of walking over to.
I mean, we're talking two spots over. And not only that, it was blocking,
Right.
which I thought was so rude.
Oh, the parking
The
space.
parking spot.
Right.
Now, I mean, it's
So
just.
someone else would have to
be
get out,
considerate,
move
right.
it to
As
get
you
their
were
car.
just saying,
Yeah.
we were brought up with discipline
Right.
and respect. Have the respect. Do unto others as you'd want done to you. I mean, that's all.
But
It
this
doesn't take
this
much.
this particular vacant lot was nowhere near Walmart, so they obviously walked the distance from Walmart and left those carts there.
Maybe
Now I
they're
understand.
displaying something. Maybe they could be building something with I don't know, with carts.
That's a good way to look at it. I just think that they were irresponsible
Well, yeah.
and figured, oh, I'll leave it here and let somebody else deal with it, which is terrible. You
It
know.
is terrible.
It-
Let's not look at the beauty of shopping cart. Well,
We
everything
could
has
create
beauty,
art from
but
it. You could stack them
Yeah.
and create some type
Very
of art.
abstract.
So
Yeah.
maybe I'll go back there and do something with those four carts.
That's good. We'll paint something abstract. That's all. We'll be enthused about it.
Well, those were some of the
Oh.
character traits that I was thinking of when we were talking about strengths and
Yes,
virtues:
yes.
self-discipline,
Uh-huh.
responsibility,
Absolutely.
honesty.
Honesty,
It's
courage,
you know, if you don't have
compassion,
honesty
generosity.
with your relationships, either in business or your,
Absolutely. And
there's
integrity.
no trust then.
Integrity, big time.
Yes.
You know, fairness, you have to be self-control, and prudence are all examples of virtues, really.
Right,
They are
right.
examples.
That we strive toward.
We strive toward in a very, very big way. And you know, it's not always easy, but we strive. I like that. You strive toward that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
And
So, yeah, it's you know, and even now, let's just talk about maybe the virus that's happening in the world. Yes, it's been ongoing. Yes, it's been challenging, but let's strive towards looking at it, grasping it, dealing with it, moving forward, and doing the right thing.
right.
You know, by ourselves, by others, and
Yeah, there's a
you
level
know,
of responsibility
there's-
there also.
that we all have
Yes.
to take a level of responsibility for each and every one of us undertaking that or anything. But I know that seems to be the biggest thing. Right? Well, there's a lot of things happening, but again, virtue, be patient. Let's all try to be patient. It hasn't been easy, but
Patience, yes, patience is
yes.
important.
very important. As much as we go, let it be now. Enough. But you have to flip it on the other side and say, okay.
Well, when you think about it, patience
There's
gives you
another
the
side to
ability
it.
to analyze things
Mm-hmm.
and then make a decision rather than just reacting to something.
Right.
So
Too
that's,
quickly.
Yes.
Too
so,
quickly.
So
Yeah.
I think patience is very important, and I've always been a patient person, fortunately.
Yes.
Not anxious.
You are.
and-
That's true
yeah,
about
and
you. You're very,
well,
very.
part of it might be an attorney too, because you have to
Yes.
analyze situations.
Yeah,
make a
it's like being a
determination.
psychiatrist
Right.
or a psychologist, I
Right.
should say, because it's true. You're weighing out the scales of justice. There you go.
Right.
Perfect.
Right.
You're weighing and weighing and weighing. You know, it's virtues are good with the halo.
So we can, yes.
With
I
the
see
halo.
there's a halo around Deb. Do you all
Aw.
see it there?
There's my halo. There's your halo. See it? There it is. Oh my gosh. You know, I was reading up on something. If you had 11 minutes each day to just shine and do whatever you do best at work, where would you start? Where would you start? If you had 11 minutes.
Well, you're
Would
going to
you
have
learn?
11 minutes for that, is what we're saying?
Well, just
Yeah.
say 11 is a number that came to mind. But if you had 11 minutes, if you had 10 minutes, if you had 15 minutes, to shine, to start your day, where would you start? Would you learn something new each day? Do we feel like we learn something new each day? Does that make sense?
Yes, I think it's important to learn
Take the
new
time
things.
to really, really connect with a colleague, friend,
Right.
family,
Right.
to be creative. If you had, do we honestly strive and go out of our way to look at it that way? Do we take that extra time, to be strong? You see, by us doing that, reaching out and taking the time, it's giving us the strength. It's giving us another day of, wow, I learned something new. We don't, every day we learn something. It doesn't
Right.
matter how old we are. You can go back in time and say, this is where I am today because of my past. And then you have, oh gosh, isn't that such a great day? Yes, it is. It's better than yesterday. You're stronger, you're better. You've learned a new strength. You have, in
Right.
so many ways.
Every day's a
I
learning
mean,
experience. Yes.
I had a man this morning getting here honking at me, and I thought, well, where do you want me to go?
Maybe he was flirting with you.
You
Look
know,
how pretty
I
you look.
just, aw, you're so sweet. But
Probably
I'm
wanted
thinking
to get your
myself,
telephone
I'm looking
number.
through the rearview mirror. Oh, I don't know about that. But I'm thinking to myself, where does he want me to go? Patience, patience. Honk, honk. It just turned, and I thought, okay. And anybody else would have said, okay, I'll sit there on purpose. You don't do that. You just do the right thing. Go ahead, let him honk. He was in a rush, I guess. But
Yeah,
it's
we
amazing.
never know what's going on in other people's lives.
Yeah, we don't, and it's amazing how we do need that.
So that's
patience.
probably also a virtue, is giving the benefit of the doubt to someone
Right.
too.
It's
rather than
amazing how your
assuming the
mind
worst.
works because
Right.
it allows you to say, okay, well, do I get upset? No reason to. Number one, whether I know him or her, that doesn't matter.
Right.
The principle, yes, at hand is what took place,
Right.
yes. But if I honk back, I'm being silly and I'm really putting myself down to their level. So you know what? In my opinion, I'm like, okay, have a nice day. Onward.
Right.
What are you gonna do?
And it's also
It's
less stressful
patience.
for you, because if you
Yeah.
reacted to him, then that's just escalating
Right.
the
I mean, that's what I'm
situation.
saying. Why would you want to,
Right.
take your own path, take your own road? You know, it's amazing.
Well, when I was
Um,
researching virtues, I came across this organization called the Virtues Project,
Okay.
and I thought that was very interesting, because it was started by three people. One of them was a psychologist,
Oh, so there you go. That makes all the sense to me.
and it was
Yeah.
just to inspire the practice of virtues in everyday life. Imagine what a wonderful purpose that was. But also, they really geared toward children, because
That's
obviously,
nice.
if you mold children in that direction, think what a wonderful world it would be.
Yes, yes, that's a good point, Jim.
So I would encourage you, if you're on the internet at all, to look up the Virtues Project, because it's just, they give you
The
tools for
Virtues
personal
Project, I like
growth,
that.
yeah,
Mhm.
for healing and a path to deeper meaning in your life, which we can all use. Enjoy.
Enjoyment, absolutely, absolutely.
So I do encourage you to do that. I wanted to highlight some of these virtues that they point out, because there are so many of them.
I did the same thing. I couldn't believe what I came up with, and I thought, oh, that makes sense. And I highlighted, oh, that makes sense. And you keep highlighting as you go along. Go ahead.
Like acceptance, embracing
that.
life on its own terms.
Mhm.
And acceptance allows us to bend without breaking into a downward spiral. I mean, it's so important to be able to
To
experience
balance. I
something
like
and
that,
accept
Jim.
it. Yeah.
I like
yeah.
that very much. As much as we know in our heart, oh, I don't want to accept it, but that makes sense. That gives you that extra strength.
Right.
Acceptance. It's very important. I like that.
Then there's accountability. Take responsibility for our choices. Right.
Right,
We make
right.
choices. We have to be accountable
right,
for them.
Right.
That's why you have to weigh the choices. Which one
Absolutely.
really will
right.
fulfill the purpose of what you're trying to accomplish.
Right. And if you feel like you don't make the right choice, I mean, down there, it's, oh, gee, why did I do this? Don't beat yourself up for it.
Right.
It's just that these are choices we made at the moment, and we're human. You go on and you go forward.
Charity is another important one. I mean, a giving heart and a generous spirit, caring for other people's needs, because there are people out there that need some assistance.
Yes, yes.
And isn't it
yes.
wonderful to be with them? You know that pocket planner that I gave you?
I love it.
It's a
It's-
365 day a year pocket planner, which I
Do you have it handy?
No, I
It's a
don't
little pocket planner. I love it. I have one in my purse. I have one in my desk. The agents here have taken them, And it's not just every day. It's the wonderful, positive,
inspiring
inspiring
thoughts,
sayings
yeah.
that are
And
in the calendar. It's wonderful.
so a friend of mine who has one said to me, "Do I have 37 extra ones?" And I said, "Oh, that's interesting. Why do you want 37 of those pocket planners?" She wants to put them in a gift basket that's going to be used to raise money for the Lord's Place, which is a wonderful charity
I love
that's here
that.
locally that helps the homeless and
Isn't
people
that beautiful?
So,
That is
Kim,
beautiful, beautiful.
her name is Kim Bright. Kim Bright, thank you for that suggestion.
Kim Bright, thank you. Lovely.
Thank you for what you're doing for the Lord's Place.
I think
And I am donating the 37 pocket planners
wonderful, wonderful.
because I'd like to help the cause.
Absolutely.
So that's charity is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Kim has that spirit, and so many people that we know, that charitable spirit. So we thank all of you that do think of other people.
Yes.
Because when we need help, it's nice to know that somebody will be there for us.
Yes. That's right. You know, and reading on and on, you know, I was going on about each day at work is to create an 11-minute, I don't know where the 11-minute strength habit. What works? Can a small habits make a big difference? The
Sure.
good news is when it comes to changing your behavior, studies suggest that small, regular actions are the best way to create lasting differences. This is because when you shrink the changes you want to create into tiny, busy proof steps, boom, boom, boom.
Right.
You stop feeling overwhelmed, as you were just saying, and exhausted, and instead start notching up success after success. Make it all happen in that aspect. And as your confidence grows, of course, and your fear of failure withers, then you know your progress begins to accumulate, and another strength comes upon you. And then all of a sudden, a week down the road, you're like, "Wow, I really was able to handle that."
And you know, it takes 30 days to form a habit.
Yes,
So you really you have to be persistent, which persistence is another
Yeah,
virtue.
it's so important when it comes to developing your strengths every day, whether it's at work, at home, wherever it may be. But there is one thing, despite our best intentions, many of us struggle to start creating the changes and most wanting in our lives. And that's typical. It's still a new year. I mean, it's still January.
Right,
And it could be February, it's still a new year. It's a new day.
right. But
Perseverance,
perseverance,
right.
stay the course for however long it takes to achieve your goals.
And I admire the tenacity of all that. I really
Yes,
do.
yes, so important.
Very much so. So if you're having, I know that a friend of mine recently is going through something very, very challenging, and we discussed pretty much, you know, the strengths and the virtues, and you know, it's helped along the way. And if that one little word, that one little sentence makes a difference, just think about it and feel good about you no matter what.
Yeah, encouragement. You want to encourage other people
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely.
because it helps them,
Yeah.
it helps everybody to have encouragement.
I mean, look at the Tin Man on The Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
He had a heart after all. He did. And the Scarecrow. Who was there? Dorothy, a little. I'm saying this because I happen to see The Wizard of Oz. I just love that movie. Who doesn't? There's so much meaning behind that movie. So much love.
I
And
know,
so much
when you really analyze
character.
that, yes.
When you really look at
Very
that
well
whole
written.
movie, it means so much.
The
This
lion.
is why, yeah, the lion. Yeah, the cowardly lion. Arrgh. Poor Toto, the dog. That poor little dog. But you know, I
And
thought
here they were
about that.
they were seeking the answers from outside.
And they
That's
had
such
it
a
all
beautiful
along.
story.
They had it all along
I
in
love
their
that
hearts.
story.
Follow the yellow brick
Yeah.
road. Follow, 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 follow the
Yellow
yellow
brick
brick road.
road.
Da-da, da-da, da-da. But you know what? You can follow the yellow brick road, but you're really following your heart.
Right.
And they were looking for the Oz, the Wizard of Oz.
Right.
Okay, which was nothing more than a man behind a curtain,
Right.
scaring the daylights out of everybody, and that wicked witch and all that. But what it comes down to is
You have
formatting
inside of you what you need.
your
Yes.
own courage,
Right.
your own strength. The lion always had courage.
Right.
The Tin Man always had a heart.
Right.
And the brain of that Scarecrow was amazing. And
Yes.
Dorothy had the love of her family, and Tito, and that basket that went with her, and those ruby slippers did her so much good. But what did her more good than anything was her love and her heart, which guided her back home in so many ways, more than she ever thought of. And it wasn't the Emerald City.
And isn't it interesting how
Listen
that?
to me go
Yeah,
on.
but it's interesting how that was written
But it's
for
just
children.
so true.
But it
Yeah.
really has a message for adults, you know, when
More
you
than
think
anything.
about that. Yeah.
That's why I really and truly enjoy animation. I
Yeah.
do. I watched Shrek the other day for the 100th
I
time.
don't think I've ever seen Shrek, believe it
Shrek,
or not.
Jim, when you
Yeah.
have a chance,
Yeah.
please watch them all. Shrek 1, watch them
Oh,
all.
really?
1, 2, and 3.
There are three?
Yeah,
Wow.
I
Okay.
love them all. They're fabulous. I mean, just animation to me is
Because there's a
frozen.
message. There's a
There's
message.
always,
Yeah.
and it's a stronger message that adults basically, I mean, it's true, they love it more. The children will watch, but I mean, it's
Right.
funny, I see
They
the
don't
adults
always get the
really
message,
enjoy.
right.
They don't get the message right away, as we as adults do. But anyway, we can go on and on about that.
No, I think that's a relevant point.
Yeah, yeah.
On the topic.
Now I got the Yellow Brick Road in my mind. I want to and remember that part where everything turned colorful. And in the day when we had black and white TVs, that was a big to do.
But yeah, when they colorized it finally, it was wonderful.
Fabulous. And then that little tiny, how far was that Yellow Brick Road going to go? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my.
Now we mentioned gratitude. We had a whole show about gratitude, but that's so important also as a virtue, you know. And we mentioned that waking up every day and being grateful, or when you go to bed at night, being grateful.
Yes.
It really will affect your whole outlook. So
You know,
we
no
really
matter what the
encourage it.
challenges may be in
Yes.
our lives, you know, we know that we can overcome them by having the gratefulness. Just think about the people in your life, you know, God Almighty is number one, your family, and just the things that are happening. That'll turn you around real quick to realize what your true blessings are.
yes,
That it'll be okay. We have our strengths and virtues, and that's what makes it okay. A-okay.
the Virtues Project also mentions moderation, which I was thinking back to in college at my fraternity. Some of my fraternity brothers didn't really understand moderation, so they would drink beer and get drunk. And when I analyzed that,
Did you ever
I-
drink beer in college and get drunk?
no,
I
I
can't see
never
it
liked
with
the
you.
taste of
Really?
beer.
Did you ever drink wine and get drunk?
No, I never got
Did
drunk.
you ever get drunk?
I always said I never would want to because I wouldn't want to give up control of myself. You know,
No, it's, hey, listen, that's
the way
good.
where you
Yeah.
see people when they act when they get drunk, it's just
It's silly. It's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
I guess that's why they call it spirits,
So I
because
could
they
never
act
see
like
myself.
something different. Like woo.
Have you ever gotten that point?
Oh, I've been drunk. Oh yeah.
Hopefully, since you've been married.
Oh God. Oh yeah, and it's not a very
So
pleasant
it could
feeling.
be tempered.
And the hangover is not pleasant to deal with. Trust
Right.
me, it's not pleasant at all. But you know what? You do drink within moderation. Drink,
You know
there's-
what I hear though? You should drink water with your alcoholic beverage
Yes,
to
absolutely.
avoid that hangover effect.
Absolutely, yeah. And,
I'm
or
giving
just-
advice about hangovers.
The man that doesn't drink, but that's okay. You happen to be right.
It's
That's a true-
moderation is what
It
I was
is
getting
true
to.
though. Yeah, no. In our growing up with our friends and people who, it was funny when you said getting drunk. I thought about the I Love Lucy show.
Which one?
I Love Lucy. This is hysterical when she does a commercial. The Vita Vita Vegemin.
Right,
Remember that?
right?
And it's nothing more. It's supposed to be a health drink that she drinks, but she gets so drunk. And she's a Vita Vita Vita, and she is hysterical in this one scene because it has like 20-something% alcohol, which she
Right.
had no clue about. So naturally, she couldn't do that. It was just funny. I'm
Yes,
sure most of you know who
Priceless.
followed I Love
Lucille
Lucy.
Ball, yes.
Lucille
Wonderful
Boltez
comedian.
Yarnez, funny, but it came to mind when you said that because
But moderation is
Funny.
important when you think about it, because anything that's overdone is not healthy for you.
right,
So
right.
you don't want to binge on any particular aspect of
Right.
anything in your life. You really want to take it
Except if you're binge watching like a movie or a series on Netflix
right.
or something like that. I think that's okay to binge watch, but then again, not really because then it gets to a point where like you can't stop. So
Right.
yeah,
And then you might skip a meal, which isn't healthy for you.
Right,
So
right.
you have to, if you're binge watching, make sure you take time to eat, put it on pause. Just
that we have to do.
if you have to sleep, you should sleep and just not go on for 24, 48 hours.
Yeah, that's right.
So there is some moderation even in enjoying your life.
It's important too. We have to take everything into moderation.
Well, your
have-
body's going to tell you you can't do it anymore.
Right, right.
But you don't want to reach the point where your body is in a debilitated state. So you just take
No,
it.
of course not.
Take it easy.
No. I mean, it's just like New Year's Eve. It's like, why do you? So many times people say, "Oh, we have to celebrate." You know, it's amateur night is what they call
Right.
it. Why do you have to? Just because it's New Year's Eve, you have to get intoxicated?
Right.
There's no reason for that.
Yeah.
You know.
That's binging also.
That is binging, and that's like not in moderation by any means at all. It's like, woo!
Our
We
God,
have
our
something
dear
from our beautiful Marie.
Marie Pinchmet, Out of Our Mind and Into Your Heart.
I love that
Yes.
book, and Jim bought that book for me. Thank you again, Jim. I love it.
This week's
It's
excerpt
priceless.
comes from The Courage to Be the Real You. So when we're talking about strengths and virtues, there's a paragraph here where Marie says, procrastination and fear restrains many of us. Fear of change, fear of failure, or what others think. Fear that we're being selfish and on and on. I believe if you aren't happy or not happy, you cannot make others happy. Art is created from the love center of the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Fear is created from the mind. Love and fear cannot operate at the same time. The human body is not capable of it.
That's so
The
true.
solution is to get into heart-centered state where we feel joy, elation, excitement, happy and fulfilled. And only we can do it. Thank you, Marie.
Marie, only we can do is correct, and coming for you, that is wonderful.
We
I
love it.
miss you, Marie. You know,
Yes.
we have to get back together with Marie.
Yes, we'll
Every
schedule
time we're
another
together,
luncheon.
we have so much fun. We truly, truly do.
And then I wanted to also leave you with this wonderful thought from Helen Keller.
Oh, man.
The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart.
See?
Yes.
There you go. And that's from Helen Keller, which
Yes.
is very, very,
Yes.
very
Yes.
dear to the heart.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely.
What she accomplished was unbelievable.
Oh, that is amazing.
And then she went on to inspire people as she became an adult, which is beautiful. You know, did so much for
Talk
humanity.
about strengths.
Yes.
And, you know, what virtues are
In
all
the
about.
face of so many hardships that she had to encounter.
So that's
and she
another thing
overcame
to
it.
think about, you know, when we feel like we're going through something in our life and maybe at the moment it feels like a big deal, always remember, could be worse,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
and it's how you deal with it. It's how you deal with it.
And what a difference a day makes.
What a difference a day makes.
Every
and
day-
of course, you know
every
what
day makes a
that
difference.
means. I am
Uh-oh.
about to go,
We got the tambourine.
what a
Difference
difference
a day makes. 24 little hours brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain.
What a difference a day makes.
And the difference is you
and
and
you
you
and
and
you.
you.
You better believe you make a difference to us each and every week. We so look forward to seeing you again next week. Please come back and join us. We love you.
And each one of you
Please.
makes a difference to us.
Yes,
So we
we're
appreciate
so
you all.
happy that, you know, you're here to join us. Please send us your messages.
Yes.
Let us know. If you'd like to be on our show, we'd love to have you.
Yes.
Have
Thank
a
you.
great day. Enjoy. God bless.
And we
Until
always-
next week,
and
we always
we
say,
Keep your horizons bright.
Take care,
So
everyone.
thank you, thank you, thank you.